Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you a recipe that I like to make and have it for the weekends. Or you can have it in the mornings, whatever you prefer. But it is a cinnamon protein coffee cake. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I have the oven set to 350 degrees, so it's preheating right now. And then you're going to need two bowls, one large and one medium bowl. And then in a little separate bowl, we have just our mixing, like our cinnamon and sugar mixture. So I'll show you all the ingredients, and then you're going to need a bread pan, and I sprayed it with a little bit of the Trader Joe's coconut oil spray. So we're just going to set that aside, and we're going to use our large bowl first. So what we're going to mix is 1.5 cups of oat flour, and we're just going to put that right in there. And if you don't have oat flour, you can make your own with just dry oats. You'd put them into your blender, Vitamix, anything that you have, food processor, and just blend them down until they're kind of like a flour texture. So that is 1.5 cups of oat flour. And then the next thing we're going to use is 1/4 cup of stevia. So we're just going to mix all the dry ingredients in the large bowl first, and then we'll go on to the next one. And then I have 2 scoops. You can use vanilla, you can use cinnamon, but this is 2 scoops of the About Time cinnamon swirl protein. So I'm going to use the 2 scoops of the protein there. And then in here I have 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then I have 1/2 teaspoon of just the sea salt. This one is from Costco. So I have those 2 mixed, and I'm just going to put those in there. And then I'm just going to take the whisk and just kind of blend these together, because we're going to mix the wet ingredients with the dry, but I just want to make sure all of this is mixed up nicely. So we will mix that and then set that bowl aside. In our medium bowl, we are going to be mixing 2 egg whites, and it's about 1/3 cup. If you don't separate your own, I just buy the carton of egg whites at Costco, so it's 1/3 cup of egg whites, and that is for 2 egg whites. And then we're going to mix 1/2 cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. If you don't like the vanilla, you can just use your plain unsweetened almond milk if you'd like. And then I'm going to mix 1/2 cup of coffee. This is just fresh brewed coffee, and I just let it cool. So we're going to put 1/2 cup of coffee in here. And then the next thing we're going to use is 1/3 cup of, this is organic unsweetened applesauce. I just picked this up at Whole Foods. And we're going to mix that in. And then what we're going to do is just kind of whisk this all together, and then we're going to pour it in with our dry ingredients. So I'm just going to take the wire whisk, and I'm just going to stir this all around. I'm going to take our large bowl, and I'm going to mix our wet ingredients into the dry. And as you're doing it, just go ahead and whisk it together and just make sure everything is completely mixed up really well. And I'm going to set that aside. So now we're just going to whisk everything together and just mix it really well. Okay, so my wet and dry ingredients are now mixed. I just whisked that together, made sure it was mixed really well. The next thing we're going to do is just take a small bowl, and in here I've already mixed 1/4 cup of stevia, and then I did 2 teaspoons of just ground cinnamon. And I picked this up at Costco as well. But you can use any cinnamon, so it's just a mixture of stevia and cinnamon. So what we're going to do is take your bread loaf pan, and you're going to pour just a little bit of the mixture inside the pan. And we're going to just layer just a small layer on the bottom, like so. And then we're going to take a little bit of the stevia cinnamon mixture, and we're going to sprinkle this on the bottom. And then we're going to layer another layer of our bread, and then mix the layer, we're not going to mix it, we're going to layer the cinnamon and stevia mixture on top. This bread, it smells so good. I just love cinnamon. It smells delicious. Okay, so then we're going to mix, I keep saying mix, we're not going to mix, I'm sorry. We are going to sprinkle more of the cinnamon and stevia, and then you're going to keep layering until you have no more batter. And then you want to leave a little bit, so if you're kind of heavy-handed with the cinnamon and stevia, make sure you leave just a little bit for the end because we want to top it off with the cinnamon and stevia. So just remember, at least leave a little bit just for your topping at the end. So our bread is done being layered. So we have all the layers of the batter and the cinnamon stevia. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven, and I'm going to bake it for about 25-30 minutes. I'll let you know exactly once it's done. I never know because my oven is kind of, sometimes it bakes really fast and other times it's kind of slow. So I will let you guys know as soon as I take it out the exact time that I used for the cook time. So I will put this in the oven and then we'll see it as soon as it comes out. Okay, so the cinnamon protein coffee cake is out of the oven. I baked it for about 33 minutes. The only reason was this whole entire bread was done and I had an air bubble at the back end. So some of the batter kind of came up. So I needed to just bake that a little bit longer. So it was done at 30 minutes, but I just did an extra 3 minutes just to bake and, you know, make sure this back end was fully cooked. So I inserted a knife just to make sure that it came out clean. Everything is done. If you guys don't want to have air bubbles, before you put it in, just kind of tap it a little bit just to make sure they all come up so you don't have that issue, but it's completely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up. I will insert a photo at the end of this video so you can see it all plated, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys soon. Bye!